Well, with all eyes in the real estate market turned toward the effects of the new strategies put in place by governments to alleviate the housing affordability crisis, we checked in with H&T Realty, a major player in the field of apartment creation and sales across 3 states on Australia's eastern seaboard. I met up with them at their Sydney headquarters and started off by asking them how sales have been recently.
We sold over 100 in Sydney in a couple of weeks, and we sold over 120 units in Brisbane in a couple of days, and we sold almost 200 house land in Melbourne in a couple of months. So based on this, the demand in this market is very, very high.
No change at all, better if anything?
No, as usual.
Where do you see the areas of growth for property investment?
I think the eastern cities are still the strong market in Australia, especially Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Gold Coast.
So the whole eastern seaboard?
The whole eastern seaboard cities, yeah, it is, yeah. And I will take Queensland, for example. I believe Queensland market will catch up New South Wales and Victoria in the next 5 years. Brisbane Airport is upgrading. The most exciting happening is Queen's Wharf start construction. It will be open in 2020 for the first stage. Secondly, Queensland property price is more affordable. The last but not least, Gold Coast will be good as well because the Gold Coast will hold the Commonwealth Games in 2018. It is next year. So I believe after Commonwealth Games, the economy and even the property market in Gold Coast will increase very quickly.
The policies in New South Wales for the first home buyers, how are they going to affect?
The new policy means that first home buyers can buy property up to $650,000 without any stamp duty. Similarly, in Victoria, it's up to $600,000, and in Queensland, it's $550,000. So that's going to give a big impetus to people who want to buy the first home and they can get into the market. So it's very positive for them.
Did you see that coming?
We didn't see it as being so much. But the downside is necessarily that's going to put pressure on demand. All right? So if supply doesn't keep up with the demand, then ultimately it's going to increase the prices.
H&T has interest in the foreign buyers in the market. How do you think the adjustment of stamp duty for investors will affect your market?
The reduction of stamp duty will affect the market. It means that more people can buy around the $650,000 mark. Even if you buy a property after $650,000, it goes up to $800,000 and there's a gradual increase in stamp duty. So I think it's going to release a lot of properties onto the market, which is good if you want to get into the market, but the long-term consequences will be extra demand, which isn't such a great thing.
It's the constant supply and demand balance, isn't it? In any of your markets, this is the same thing, isn't it?
It is indeed. The huge infrastructure developments that Alvin and Kobe have been talking about, and of course they've still got negative gearing. So if you've got some money, you can buy another property and get tax advantages. So all those drivers mean that property market, better or worse, is still very strong.
How do you feel when you look at that magnificent building that is yet to be built? Are you proud of it?
Yeah, we're very proud of the project we have done before, and yeah, we changed the community, we changed the society, and so we're proud of that, definitely. And after the building finish, and when we see the owners move into there, and the investors and tenants live there, we look at the happy face, we feel very happy as well.
I live in our own project there, and I saw the changes in that area. We're close to the sea, close to the beach. Everything is perfect.
There is talk about the market cooling off a bit. You don't see any evidence of that here.
No. We hear a lot about it, but it's still very strong. Supply hasn't caught up with demand. If the government's serious about making property cheaper, you have to build more properties.
That's what you're doing.
That's what we're doing. Yeah.